Where, oh where, Yamaha, pray tell, is the ever so rumored R9? Well, so the origin of our query begins some 2 years ago, or almost 2 years ago, when it was announced that Yamaha had not only patented the name, the trademark name R9, but they also patented the actual logo. And of course, you might recognize this logo is the exact same kind of family of logos as the R6 and the R1. Now, so obviously that is your sort of direct evidence that the R9 is expected to be a thing. All right, time to break some laws. And the rumor spread like wildfire, of course, because, man, who wouldn't want an R9, right? So the R6 got discontinued, except for a track-only version. And so there is a gap there. You have the R7, and you have the R1, and nothing in between. Of course, Suzuki, for decades, has offered the GSX-R 750, which fills that little middleweight gap quite nicely. And as those rumors spread like wildfire, very quickly, big-name sources started to take notice. In fact, Moto America themselves released an article detailing the upcoming R9, and they posed the question, will this be the next entry from Yamaha into the Supersport series? And of course, it's worth mentioning that the R7 was released to not so good fanfare. And what I mean is that all they did, and by the way, this is going to make perfect sense as to how the R9 will likely come about, but all they did was take an MT-07, they took the CP2 power plant out of that motorcycle, did some chassis adjustments, not very many, added some fancy electronics, and stuck some fairings onto it, called it the R7. And so essentially you have an R7 that is an R7 in name only, so to speak, right? Because once upon a time, Yamaha actually did have a legitimate R7. Very rare machine these days, very highly sought after by collectors and enthusiasts and the like. And let's face it, they're so rare that even if you can find one to purchase, the average Joe like you and me wouldn't be able to afford the stupid thing. But back to the infectiousness of this rumor, not only did Moto America write an article, obviously every other outlet you can imagine started covering the idea of an R9, and we started getting awesome graphical renderings like this right here, which honestly it looks like an R6 that's been rebadged to say R9. And indeed, if the R9 did come out to look just like that, I would not complain, because the last generation of the R6 is an absolutely beautiful motorcycle, and I totally would have nothing against the R9 looking just like that. The weird little single center-mounted headlight, the little projector guy on the R7, you either love it or you hate it, but other than that, the aesthetics of that machine are absolutely awesome. I mean, the R7 is a good-looking motorcycle. Problem is, of course, it's severely underpowered. It does not have the performance characteristics of a Supersport in the name of power, but it does perform well on the track with regards to flickability, maneuverability, and the like. It's a great lightweight balance, and Moto America actually has a Twins Cup that features the R7. But I tell you what, man, Yamaha realized immediately that they screwed up, because lo and behold, at the same time that they released the R7 to market, or to the professional market, that's to say professional racing, Aprilia dropped the RS660 in the Twins Cup, and the very first race series that weekend, they did a podium sweep, a manufacturer sweep in the Twins Cup. And the RS660 took all. Now, it's very much more competitive. Yamaha didn't exactly go back to the drawing board, but they did sort of realize, hey, we got to at least tap Guider, perhaps, right? GYTR, and figure out what we can do, what sort of little tweaks we can do to this machine to still keep it within the the twins class regulations and still get that edge. And so you see the R7 finally starting to take a lot more wins than the RS660. And so why does the R9 make logistical sense? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because Yamaha apparently did a good thing as far as design and saving money and all the different things when they took an existing motorcycle, stuck fairings on it, made a couple of tweaks, and released an R7, released that new model, because they're selling very well and it makes economical sense to sort of recycle a power plant. So what am I talking about with the R9? Well, the rumors are that they will take the CP3 inline 3-cylinder motor out of the MT-09, and that's what they're going to put in the R9, and that makes a lot more super sporty sense than the CP2. And the reason why is because the inline 3 is already got a cult following as far as its performance capabilities. There's an MT-09 SP edition that is an absolute monster. And so with all that being said, they can do the exact same thing. They can recycle a power plant, do some mild tweaks to it, throw some electronics on it, man, all the bells and whistles, and you have one heck of a fantastic middleweight super sport. And I, for one, am extremely excited about it. I'm going to be honest with you. If that R9 drops in 2024, I am not responsible for my actions. I will be forced to purchase that motorcycle one way or another. It's going to happen. I have been on this FZ6R for 8 years now. Seriously. 8 years now. I also have a Triumph Tiger. And so with that being said, I have a Tiger 800 that has an inline 3-cylinder, and the torque is awesome. You know, it's a great engine. Really enjoy riding that motorcycle. And so I imagine that kind of power delivery being offered in a super sport platform, dude, you really can't go wrong, man. Furthermore, understand this, the CP3 engine is a cross-plane crank design, which is exceptional, right? And Yamaha is absolutely notorious for their cross-plane design. It was made famous in the R1, obviously. And so the CP3 has the same crank design, which is good for delivering fantastic mid-range power. So it would most certainly be a fantastic upgrade for a fellow like me who wants to go middleweight and maybe just doesn't necessarily want to become a Gixxer bro, you know what I mean? Nothing against the GSX 750. It's a fantastic machine. It's very comfortable. I've only sat on one. I've never ridden one. But I can tell you that I fit on one like a glove. And so the GSX R750 is at the top of my list when I finally upgrade to a middleweight machine. And here now, one of my primary motivators for waiting is the impending release of the R9. Now, there have been professional publications making speculations for years now. It was assumed just for a minute that the R9 was going to debut in late 2022 at EICMA over in Europe as a surprise 2023 model drop. And you know what? That did not manifest. And so it begs the question, when is this machine going to come to market? Obviously, we hope it happens in 2024, but there's a fair chance it won't be until 2025. I just don't imagine them having that many kinks to work out, which on what is basically an already existing machine. You know what I mean? It seems to me that the R7 wasn't necessarily rushed to production, but it didn't take a whole lot of exceptional R&D, nothing groundbreaking to make the R7 come to market. And I feel like Yamaha can probably drop that R9 virtually at any point in time they choose. And so, man, Yamaha, if you're watching, dude, drop this R9 sooner than later. Wouldn't it be funny if there was a Yamaha engineer back from the FZ6R design days who secretly subscribes to my channel and like feels me on that, man, right? So hey, if you work for Yamaha and you know something I don't, drop a comment down. No, don't drop a comment down below. I respect you guys' secrecy, right? Email me, your boy, half-click-up at hcumotovlogs@gmail.com and tell me what you know. I promise, cross my heart, hope to die, stick a needle in me eye, that I will keep the secret safe with me. So tell me, dear subscribers, how do you feel about the prospect of a Yamaha R9 coming out, powered by the CP3 inline 3 cross-plane crank? Perhaps as a fellow veteran FZ6R rider, is this a machine that would appeal to you? Because it certainly appeals to me. And on that note, I am out of here. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, boys and girls, this has been me, and that's been you. It's half-click up. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace and goodbye.